Hello, this is Kenya. I'm in a super chill mood right now, which is why you see me laying back and relaxing. If you read the title of the live stream, you will see exactly what I'm going to talk about. It's when almost no one attends your live stream, which is something that I have been experiencing since the spring. Well, yeah, spring was the highlight of this year for me, and then it all went downhill since I stopped networking with other YouTubers. I'm not able to get authentic, fresh new people to come and check me out. And so that's been bumming me out lately, but I try not to let it show. I just keep doing what I do best or do what I think I'm doing best, or at least I do my best. I try my best, which is to bring informative information on business and entrepreneurship. Shout out to my uncle who told me one of the reasons you don't have any followers and nobody's watching is because you got to show them the money. They don't want to hear about money and making money. They want to see some money in your hand. So I'm probably not going to make too many more videos like that. For right now, hi Wiz, how you doing? For right now, I'm pretty much going to be making one time a week motivational videos because I still am working on business stuff, but I think I get what my uncle was trying to tell me. Until you're making the money and you can show the money, people aren't really interested. And so, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. For the people who stopped watching, I understand. You don't want to hear about money, you want to see money. So, anyways, that was just a little prelude to this. Take a look at the screen. And I actually came across this article and I was like, oh my gosh, that's my life right now. So I decided to share it with you guys. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be reading for the next 5 to 10 minutes. And then I'm going to sign off for the week. Actually, there is one question at the end of this live stream. I want you guys to answer it honestly. Honesty helps me with this channel. I don't need people being nice. I need people being honest because if I'm not doing something right, I need to correct it. But anyways, the question will come at the end. Right now, I'm just going to read this article to you from The Verge, and it says the Twitch streamers who spend years broadcasting to no one. So if you don't know what Twitch is, Twitch I think is a part of YouTube or came out of YouTube or maybe they got together. But Twitch is a platform developed specifically for gamers. For people who play games as a career, they have followers who watch them play games. And as it says right here, the Twitch streamers who spend years broadcasting to no one. I don't broadcast to no one, but there have been a few times when I've had an empty room or one person, like the one person that's in here for the moment. And I gotta tell you, it doesn't feel good. It does not feel good to know that, like, there are times when I spend time preparing something that I think is worthwhile and nobody watches. So, anyways, when I saw this article, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to share this because maybe there's somebody else who feels the same way. This is not a pity party. No, 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 no. This is not a pity party, but I want to make this video for somebody else who might be feeling discouraged and then they're like, oh man, hardly nobody stops by or nobody stops by. Take a look at this. You are not alone. It says here the Twitch streamers who spend years broadcasting to no one. You know what? I am pretty comfortable. But I'm gonna sit up for you guys so I can read properly. I might end up falling asleep if I stay down there. And don't mind my skull cap. I'm comfortable. Okay, this is from The Verge, TheVerge.com, and this is like 2 years old. Shout out to Patricia Hernandez, who is the author of this article, and Mr. Alex Castro, who is the illustrator of this. So this right here, I guess, is supposed to be, a gamer. So a gamer doesn't necessarily sit down with a Nintendo system. They have things set up to their screens and monitors and things like that. So that's one person sitting at their desk. And if you look at that big O on the wall, that's actually a zero. I've had moments where I've been in a live stream and there was zero until maybe the end or maybe nobody came in at all. And it doesn't feel good. Hey, Charles Gilmore's in the house, says listening. Cool. I'm just going to do a quick read through. I'm doing a really, really quick read through because when I saw this article, it really, really resonated with me. You're a streamer. You're a streamer both with the games and also with just, speaking your mind and philosophizing and pontificating. So you probably have experienced this at least once, maybe. Once, maybe. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to be reading through and hopefully If there is somebody that's in a similar situation that you are starting off streaming, or you've had a channel for a while and you're just like, man, I thought I'd be farther than I was by now, you're not alone. You're not alone. Okay. When John Hopstad first descended into the virtual world of Dark Souls in 2013, his mission was to save a decaying world. Famed for its brutal and exacting gameplay, Dark Souls, I've never heard of, is a popular game to live stream. If you're going to die hundreds of times, you might as well perish with some digital company to lighten the mood. What Hopstad didn't know then was that this would be the start of an even more difficult journey to make connections with other people. Believe it or not, once you become a live streamer, you do tend to connect with your audience. You may have never met these people, you may never meet these people, but there's some type of connection that goes on when you're live streaming. At least that's what I felt. One of your favorite games? What? I've never heard of it. I'm not a gamer though. Okay, Hopstead has been streaming to largely nobody for the last 5 years, and he's not alone in this pursuit. See, now I'm not a gamer, but I still know what this feels like. It says here Twitch, the leading live streaming platform where people play games, make crafts, and showcase their day-to-day lives, attracts over 2 million broadcasters every month. The number grows each year thanks in part to how easy it has become to live stream. And platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube also increasingly encourages people to share and watch live stories with the push of a button. Bing! With the push of a button on your game console or phone, you can share whatever you're doing at that exact moment with friends and strangers alike. The rise of popular and profitable influencers on platforms like YouTube and Twitch has also made the idea of being an online influencer aspirational. Yes, this is one of my aspirations, exactly. Some parents note that their children pretend to unbox toys to a non existent audience, and teachers report that their students often say they want to pursue YouTubing as a career. But when seemingly everyone wants to record footage or live stream, who ends up watching the content? Good question, right? Starting a career on platforms like Twitch often means spending some time broadcasting to absolutely no one. Discoverability is an issue. When you log into Twitch, the most visible people are those who already have a large following. While there are tools to find lesser known streamers, most people starting out without built in audiences from other platforms or supportive friends and family end up staring at a big fat zero on their viewership counter. This lonely live stream purgatory can last anywhere from a few days, weeks, months, and sometimes even years. That sounds so depressing. That sounds so depressing. Depending on your luck. And I'm telling you, it is about luck. It is so much about luck. According to people who have gone through it, lacking an audience is one of the most demoralizing things you can experience online. I think I've come a long way from last year, dealing with some of my depression that I've shared with the public, with the world. But even now that I'm in a better place, it is demoralizing to know when Nicole, hi, how you doing? It is a little bit demoralizing to know I'm on, people are subscribed, they know that I make videos. Where are they? At least that's what I felt. That is what I have felt. So two of the people in here are, well, not including you, Charles, but two of the people in here are regulars and are related to me. I must admit that. And I love the support, but it is a little bit demoralizing when out of 1,200 subscribers, oh, stop the presses, stop the presses. Yabba dabba doo. Let me stop the presses. I noticed today when I got off work, 6 a.m. in the morning, I got 1,200 subscribers. Yay! I can't clap my hands because I'm holding the phone. Yay! So I actually have 1,200 subscribers. However, out of those 1,200 subscribers, how do I still keep getting the same 10 or less? 10 or less. 10. 10 or less people are watching me on any given live stream. This isn't about me. This is about the Verge. So let's move on. But yes, that's the last sentence. It says here, according to people who have gone through it, lacking an audience is one of the most demoralizing things you can experience. Now and you too, you are important to me. Let me make that known. You are important to me. That's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is if I have 1,200 subscribers, why are only three in the room? That's the point. Let's move on with the article. Look at this cool image right here. I think this is so funny in a sad way. This is funny. So they got this old school monitor kind of set up, but look at what's on the printer. It says friend counter. You know that ain't real. You know they made that up. So they're trying to keep track of their friend or who is actually watching. It says a promotional image for Twitch about what makes people come back to the site. It's kind of exhausting playing to an empty room day in and day out with no results. One Redditor wrote on a now deleted thread on Reddit Twitch. It's bleeping hard to stay positive when doing this 5 days a week when it feels like nobody drops by. Another Redditor wrote in a different thread, after spending months streaming to nobody, I've come to the realization that streaming just isn't working for me. Been streaming on and off for 4+ years, and every time I come back, I go weeks where the majority of time I'm streaming to no one. This is the Twitch person here. Another Redditor wrote, it's tough. Sean Burke, a streamer who spent about a month broadcasting popular games like Overwatch without an audience, says that it's easy to take things personally. Yes, when you become a content creator, even though you know logically, people got stuff to do, people busy, people got whatever, you do tend to take it personally just a little bit, just a little bit. But this Sean Burke person says it's easy to take things personally when nobody turns up to your broadcast. It was disheartening at times, says Burke, who nonetheless kept live streaming through it all. That's what I'm talking about, my brother. You just keep doing, you just keep going. You keep going, keep going. If live streaming is a practice, the person behind the camera is the product. While there are things you can practice and improve, hey, I got $5. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, man, high five. Thanks for the fiver, man. That's cool. I appreciate that. Thanks, Charles. If it says here, if live streaming is a practice, the person behind the camera is the product. Very true. Did you know you are a product? If you make YouTube videos, did you know you are the product? You are, for lack of a better words, are selling yourself. I'm selling myself. I'm selling my personality. I'm selling my charisma. I'm selling my experience. Hey, Erica's in the house. Hi. How you doing? Look, the first I'm talking about how it feels when you live stream and nobody shows up and everybody shows up. I need to make this content more often. But seriously, I think everybody who has live streamed on this platform or maybe Facebook, you felt this way before. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just literally reading through this article. It's about Twitch gamers, but I think it really does apply to anybody, whether you're on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. It can make you feel some kind of way when you come on and you put yourself out there and little too few people show up. Like I said, I just celebrated 1,200 subscribers. I saw that on my count today. I seen it creeping up this month and I'm like, really? But out of those 1,200 people, you fabulous 4, 5, I can't really see the count right now because of the way this thing is set up. But you fabulous few are the ones who are watching. So let me go on. And if this resonates with you, just let me know in the chat or let me know in the comments after the fact. And the whole point of this is you are not alone, even though paradoxically we are alone. That's the point of this live stream. My point is, if you are performing slash creating slash streaming, there will be times when nobody's there at that moment, but you always have to record as if somebody will be watching it in the future, which I'll get to that point later. If live streaming is a practice, I will go live and not care if anyone is there if I have something to say. Well, I know you will, sir. I know you will. But we don't all have that gusto, that je ne sais quoi. And besides, I need friends. I want somebody to stroke my ego and tell me I'm doing good. Just kidding, not. If live streaming is a practice, the person behind the camera is the product. While there are things you can practice and improve your popularity as a streamer or just YouTuber, things comes down to whether or not people like you or find you interesting. I initially kept internalizing the viewership numbers to mean that I was the problem and I wasn't funny enough, that I wasn't good enough at games. After a year of hard work, he estimates that he now gets around 10 concurrent viewers per stream. That's pretty low, you see? That's what I'm talking about. I think I maxed out at about 30 views. I don't know about viewership. Your voice is great. I know, right? I mean, thank you. I'm trying to be humble. I need to do some more auditions. That's what I need to be doing. Maybe Maybe God's trying to tell me something. Maybe God is saying, Kenya, you got the voice for radio. What is that? It's supposed to be a joke. You got the face for radio or something like that. Maybe I have a face for radio. Okay, it says here, veteran streamers often have a list of talking points on hand to help out newbies. I've done that before. I've scripted something out just to kind of look off to the side. Right now, I don't. I just got my hand. I've seen repeated many times across social media platforms. It goes like this: be yourself, have some fun with it, set a schedule and stick to it. Make sure you have a good technical setup, practice your commentary, and vocalize your thinking. Play games that aren't oversaturated with other streamers already. Trick your live stream out with overlays and plugins that make the experience more fun for the viewer, such as mini games where fans have to keep a virtual pet alive. Get on social media and tell them about your stream. Network by joining other people's streams and becoming their friends. But the toughest advice to follow is the idea that an aspiring streamer needs to be performing at all times, even if nobody's watching, just in case somebody happens to show up. I know what they mean. I know exactly what they mean. Think of it like you're taping a show and you're the host. Redditor Neon Nazgul wrote in a thread offering advice to frustrated streamers. Sometimes there's a studio audience, and sometimes you're shooting something the audience will watch later. While this is absolutely true, that's also part of what makes streaming without a significant audience so hard in the first place. It's a solitary practice where you have to pretend someone is listening with no idea how long it might be before someone shows up or if they ever will. Whoever did this graphic arts is amazing. I like it a lot. I like the color scheme and I like the emotions on the faces. You are very good and honest. I try to be. Thank you. Thank you. Broadcasters can follow all the conventional advice and still not gain much of a fan base. Yep. Have you tried real hard and you still wondering where everybody at? Me too. Broadcasters can follow all the conventional advice and still not gain much of a fan base, lost in a sea of other hopeful streamers. Some end up turning to schemes that will give the appearance of success. You can pay for bots to populate your stream, thereby pushing you higher in the Twitch directory, or join forces with other marginal streamers to boost each other's subscriber numbers in a follow for follow. Well, we call it sub for sub here on YouTube, but follow for follow groups. Streamers even create broadcasts where the only purpose is to let hundreds of other people beg each other for a follow in the chat. I ain't too proud to say I may or may not have been in one of them types of streaming events. I plead the fifth. More often than not, this method doesn't work out for anyone involved as nobody is gaining a real viewer, even if the numbers say otherwise. So, out of those 1,200 people that I got, I want to say all those people from June and July are real. I can't say too much about the validity of the people in the springtime. I may or may not have been hanging out in certain types of inconspicuous types of live streams, but we're not going there. We're reading this article right now. It says here, I tried the follow for follow technique, but no one ever took the next step and watched my channel. Amen. Twitch user Flummox Kid said, nothing but a bunch of hollow follows. Even the streamers that cultivated the follow for follow channels that I watched pulled 180 degrees and tried to go legit once they made partner and they barely get any viewers. I think that's me. See, I dabbled in the networking, and when I seen that it really wasn't working, I pulled back from it, and I think I got burned either way. Because there are people that still try to come in, and they're like, emoji, 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 follow, 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 and I'm like, did you even watch the video? I got too much going on. I'm working 6 days a week. I'm trying to work on websites. I literally cannot follow people. I can only watch people that I'm actually interested in. So if I'm watching you, I like you. I really like you. And if I'm not watching you, I might be busy. Ooh, I had to backpedal. But no, if I'm not watching somebody, either I'm not interested in all their content, or maybe I really am busy. But if I'm watching something, I'm watching it because I want to watch it. And there's just too many people. It's not possible. It's not humanly possible for me to follow back 1,200 people in order to keep my views up. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. That's why with my other channels that I don't even really talk about, I've got some other channels I'm working on. I don't even promote them. I don't even talk about them because I don't want to give the wrong idea. I don't want to give somebody the impression, oh, by the way, come join me at, McDonald Land Fun, kids, come on. I want you to come check it out to see if you like it, not so you can leave a comment for me to come watch you. But we're getting off topic again. Kenya, focus. Nothing but a bunch of hollow follows. Even the streamers that cultivate the follow for follow channels that I watch pull to 180 and try to go legit once they made partner and they barely get any viewers. I was naive enough to believe that people would actually return the favor. It says here, despite the sometimes psychologically taxing nature of trying to get noticed on Twitch or YouTube, some continue to persevere despite the cold indictment. You have something to say, most people don't. You're easy to listen to. Aw, you got some brothers or some cousins? I need more people like you. I try to teach, but like my uncle told me, I got an uncle back in Detroit. He spit it to me real raw. Like 2 days ago, he says it's not that what you say isn't good or true or right, but you don't have no dollar bills in your hand, so people not trying to hear that. There's a very few people that actually want to hear the teaching, but people want to see the proof, show the money. So, like I said, for the next however long it takes this business to pop off, I'm probably going to be making a once a week motivational type of thing. That's why I'm doing the Opportunity Tuesdays. And I'm not really talking too much about entrepreneurship because there are times when I feel like, dang, I talk about business, but I'm not really showing people how much money I make. And so I'm pulling back. I'm not dropping off, but I'm pulling back. Validation, just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. It says their reasons are varied. Some people I spoke to feel that sharing gameplay is so straightforward that they might as well do it if they're already playing a game. It's better than sitting in a dark room by myself. Um, yeah, okay. Wrote Twitch user Jostling Joe on a Reddit discussion about how to deal with having no viewers. Many, though, are looking for something more. One streamer I spoke to who spent 3 months without an audience, Maverick RPDM, says that they kept live streaming games with zero viewers because they saw it as a form of self improvement. Streaming has made me more interesting, more quick witted, more outgoing and extroverted. Maverick RPDM says, it has helped me feel more comfortable being myself. And by virtue of that, has made me be more myself more often, even outside the stream. I'm telling you, people who, if you were to talk to some of my coworkers that knew me 2 years ago, they would tell you that the Kenya that's broadcasting live right now is a totally different person. So I agree with this wholeheartedly. The more you put yourself out there, even though it feels uncomfortable and even though it can be a little disappointing that there's more people watching, it's like just going through the act, going through the process. It does something to grow you. It does. It does. It says here, perhaps the biggest motivator for people who stream for extended periods of time without a viewer is the possibility of meeting like minded people. The reason I started streaming was that I was kind of looking for human connections, says Richard Slesley. I hope that I said that name right. A streamer who has spent the last few years mostly broadcasting hardcore games to zero viewers. Zesley says he grew up feeling isolated, largely spending time in front of the glow of a nope. Uh, says that he spent threw me off. Largely spent a lot of time in front of the glow of a computer. I streamed to escape loneliness and depression. While he has mostly been streaming without an audience, ever so often an errant person will drop by and stick around. Even if this person never comes back, and they often don't, the small spark is enough to keep Zesley going. Weirdly, as an adult, I have an easier time making romantic connections than meeting new friends, Zesley says. I wouldn't even know where to start. Do I walk up to a random person and go, yo, you like Dark Souls? Twitch also gives a way to eject himself from disagreeable people. It's way easier to call out or remove the kind of people who seem cool. You're better than you know. Oh, thank you. It's much easier to call people out or remove the type of people who seem cool, but say racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, etc. type of thing, which is very true. Sometimes I wish, he says Dark Souls is awesome. If only real life could be kind of like the digital world where you can block people and time them out, but I don't know. That might have some type of repercussion. Ooh, somebody should make a video, a movie about that. What if we could do real life like video games? Pause people and time them out, and I don't know, send them off to some netherworld or whatever. I don't know. That would stop us from growing as people, though, right? It says here Hopstad, who has spent years streaming mostly to no one, says he is a socialist who cares about the minimum wage, and Twitch gives him an outlet to talk about his beliefs that he doesn't have in real life. I'm not a social person, so I don't seek out opportunities to talk about things like on message boards, especially stuff like politics. I'm comfortable going through a day without talking or interacting with anyone. Here, here. Hopstead said, Twitch certainly helped me attempt to break through my hermit nature, but I think I'm becoming more comfortable with just being alone for the rest of my life. While wandering through the wasteland of no viewers on Twitch can be discouraging, some who stick with it are happy that they did. Many streamers actually remember the exact moment their viewer count went from 0 to 1. The first viewer felt almost surreal, Leslie said. Twitch is set up to boost those who are already established. So if somebody finds you, they were looking and thought you might be the kind of person they wanted to watch. Even though these views are or interactions don't always lead to even follows, let alone deeper connections, it's always kind of cool because hey, they found me in my hidden little spot here, and they decided to hang out. After months of having no audience, finally getting someone to watch you can be nerve wracking as well as exciting. You prepare for it, sometimes for dozens of hours, and now it's showtime. Someone is on the other end. They're here for you. What do you do? I remember my first viewer, and when it happened, says Reddit user The White Latino 69, a streamer who initially started streaming on Twitch to get through a tough time. At first, the White Latino broadcasted without an audience to help create the illusion he was hanging out with people. I was streaming Subnautica for 0 viewers, of course, and I glanced over at the chat to see, hey, when I saw that it when I saw that, it all of a sudden hit me. I wasn't by myself anymore. I had some eyes watching me. I became increasingly nervous as the stream went on, and I nervously chatted with them. It's one of those things you pretend you're talking to someone, and another one actually, huh? I barely remember 10 minutes ago. You gotta have more passion. They say if you attach passion to your activities, you're more likely to remember them. That's something from I know the person, but it's not Jim Quick. It might be Jim Quick, the quick way of learning. But yeah, when you attach passion to your learning, you're more likely to actually remember it because it sticks in your neurons a little bit faster or better. I became increasingly nervous as the stream went on, and I nervously chatted with them. It's one thing to pretend you're talking to someone, and another to actually be talking to a human being. It did quite the number on me. Based on conversations I've had with dozens of streamers, taking the initial plunge when you're not sure anyone is going to watch can feel like throwing a message in a bottle into the sea. Maybe someone will find it. Maybe the bottle ends up lost in the abyss. We all gamble in our own ways when we reach out online, whether we're swiping right on Tinder or using a hashtag to look for people with similar interests. Maybe we end up feeling more alienated than before, or maybe we find people who make everything worth it. Wink, wink, wink. um, Lolam Divine, a Redditor who estimates they spend about 8 months streaming to no one, says they love the community they've built after getting over that initial hump. My regulars and I always talk about our lives, and we all know stuff about each other, Lolam Divine says. It's like we have our own little internet family. Honestly, I see these people as my friends and not as viewers. We welcome people with open arms from all over the world, and we remember I am passionate about everything I do, so I hardly ever think about what I just did. You're that passionate? I can see you as a passionate person. You're a passionate overload. So you've gone from funpreneur to passionpreneur. Ooh, that sounds kind of naughty. Reading on. I think my mom might be watching. I need to clean it up. It's like we have our own little internet family, honestly. I see these people as my friends and not viewers. We welcome people with open arms from all around the world. Almost every moment of the day seems like the best moment. Man, give me some of what you got. Bottle it up and sell it. You ain't got to overprice it because I was watching your other, was it yesterday? I was watching it at work, so I couldn't leave the comment. I did leave a comment. I said, you need to take business class 101. You need to bottle up some of what you got and charge them. Charge them through the nose. It's really an incredible thing that Twitch can do for people's loneliness or friend groups. Many streamers I spoke with said they initially became see that's what I'm talking about. Initially became interested in Twitch after finding a personality that entertained them through a tough time, such as the loss of a loved one. Krin Tsu, a Twitch streamer who spent weeks with no viewers, is coming up on their 1 year anniversary on Twitch. It's an important date because without Twitch, Krin Tsu wouldn't have met a particular viewer. Lots of days with zero viewers, just did my thing, learned what works, still am, Krinsut said. Then it happened. There was one viewer, and they stayed. They didn't say anything for a few streams, but they kept coming back. Then one night I had to go AFK, so I put on some Metallica. Out pops a good choice in music. I like Metallica. It was such an exhilarating feeling to have someone completely unknown to me stick around for my content. It had been a hard push. Oh, I don't know why my phone does that recently. It like blanks out, freaks me out sometimes. While many dream of having an audience in the thousands, that one person ended up making all the difference in Krinsu's life. We started talking, started chatting, and she made sure to start welcoming people and talking to them too when people would show up, says Krinsu. Soon people started staying, and it became so much more than that too. These viewers that come in, they become your friends, sometimes more. That first viewer, we are dating now, and I couldn't be happier. Most people don't end up finding a love interest on Twitch, but for plenty of others, that's not the point. Games can be beautiful, clever, goofy, and funny, and I like to be vocal with my appreciation for them, Zesley says, even if no one is listening. And so that is pretty much it. That was the article that I came across. I read a lot. I read more online than I do actual books, which is kind of weird because I did that whole "Hey everybody, let's read a book" challenge on the last Opportunity Tuesday. But yeah, that's all I wanted to share. I know that it is hard work being a YouTuber and getting established. Erica, if you still here, you already know because I know you've mentioned a few times the community doesn't really support itself. And I know a lot of times you talked about you had probably wanted to like transition into the mukbang community just because they support themselves more. But me, my thing is like, where is everybody else in this world of billions and trillions of people? Like, there's nobody interested in a little black woman in Texas with a with a funny personality to talk about business, and I don't know, has crying spells from time to time. There's nobody is interested in that. There's got to be somebody, but you never know. So, anyways, that's all I wanted to do, was share this article and to encourage people. If you stream and you're not quite at that point where you have regulars, like I have regulars, I can probably count on one or two hands my regulars, but out of 1,200 people, it can make you feel some kind of way. I read a lot. This doesn't seem hard to me. I've been reading. Have you been reading? I got the book that I said I was going to read. I am going to do a review on. I'm going to do a review on the other channel. I just don't want to be sucked into the wrong realm. I'm interested in what you say. Sucked into the wrong realm. Are you talking about the I mean, there's lots of realms on here. There's the follow for follow. There's the drama for your mama. There's all kinds of realms on here. I like to learn things. I like to learn about things. I like to learn about cultures. I like to learn about people. And since I am kind of an isolated person, I do kind of like, I get that feeling of, oh, I have a internet friend, drama type stuff. Yeah, that's what I thought you meant. That's why. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do it in real life. I can't do it on the internet. That's why I stick to myself, and I'm very happy that way. But that's the cool thing about these types of platforms is we do get to be picky and choosy. I choose you, Pikachu, and I choose you, Erica Chu, and I choose you, Charles Chu, and I choose you, Wish Chu, and I choose you, Nicole Chu, and anybody else who's in here but didn't leave a comment because the way this is set up, I can't see you. But I choose you, and that makes all the difference that we are actually being very selective in who we are following. On the flip side of that, somebody's choosing or not choosing me when I come up on their suggested list. So it's a two-sided sword. Anyways, let me wrap this up. I have a question. My question is, You guys know I got the whole Boss series going on, right? And for a while, I was trying to keep it up and do it on Fridays. The Boss series is Business Owners Spotlight series, where I'm either talking to people here in Funky Town, Fort Worth, who own a small business, or I'm reaching out to people like on Facebook and finding like discovering people and meeting people, and they're being willing enough to give me a little bit of their time and talk with me, like Mr. James C. Lewis, like Mr. Omar Finley. And yeah, if you have a business and you want to come and talk on the Boss series, let me. There is one YouTuber who is, I wouldn't say he's like a huge YouTuber, but he's a huge YouTuber. Like he's not PewDiePie status, but if he's not there in the next couple of years, I wouldn't be surprised because he's got a really big following. He does talk about business and entrepreneurship. I was able to talk to him in May during the shut in time. I was watching the Unspeakable time. The Unspeakable, she's an artist on here. She said the lockup time. I made this particular painting during lockup. I'm like, girl, don't you mean lockdown? Same difference though. But I interviewed this gentleman during the lockup, lock time, the shelter in time, and it was supposed to be about 45 minutes to an hour. Because that's about, I figure, the longer that I make videos, the more that I realize people really don't have a long attention span. Unless it's gaming or something super interesting, just for an average person like me, I consider myself average, they really don't have a long attention span. So my hour-long video ended up being like 3 hours long. 2 hours and 40, oops, let me get that out. I don't think I'm gonna get a copyright for that, but I just don't want to take a chance. Um, my 45-minute interview turned out to be a 2 hour and 45-minute video, and it is with a big YouTuber. And he's dropping some golden nuggets. But my question is, the reason why I have yet to release it, because I talked to him in May, is because I don't think anybody's going to watch a 2.5 hour video. What do you think? I don't think anybody's. I mean, I talk a little bit about business. He knows what he's talking about. He's got the proof. He got the dollar bills to show you. But it's still a 2 hour and 45 minute video. Do I And this is what I've been holding off. I've been saying, oh, I'm going to edit it. I'm going to edit it. But I don't know what to cut out. I don't know what to edit out. I don't know if I should just put a snippet of it. Like, it was the way the interview went, it just went much, much longer. Um, so you mentioned someone else's book. So you mentioned someone else's book. Is that a comment or a question? Scully, hey, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Drop it. Drop it. Oh my goodness. Okay, when I did the interview with this guy, I was still in that nervous state. People still watch? Okay, okay. When I first started doing the Boss series, I was very intimidated by going live with somebody else because I wasn't that familiar with the StreamYards. And so what I wanted to do was pre-record it so I could put a cute little intro, a cute little outro, and then be done. What I should have done is I should have gone live. Wanted to pop in for a minute. I always appreciate when you do, Scully. I really do. I was just talking about what it feels like when, let me scroll back up so you can see it. The whole point of this was what it feels like when you're streaming. The Twitch streamers who spend years broadcasting one. What did he say? Oh, how do I get that back? Hey, I don't know how to get the comments back on this thing. I'll see it in a second. But the whole point of me making this was how it feels when you're streaming and you either have no views or low views. And, we all go through it. We all got to get through it. And one day we're all going to look back and laugh about it and make stories and say, hey, there was once upon a time when nobody watched me. And they're going to say, really, Grandpappy Charles? Really, Grandpappy Scully? Nobody watched you? And you're going to be like, yep, now I got 1 million subscribers watching me all at once. That's what I want to be able to say. Drop the video. People will pick and choose. Hot dog. I can't, it doesn't stay on there very long. Anyways, so yeah, I did it as a recording. I should have done it as a live stream because whether somebody watches it or not, don't overthink it. I meant to say you can't mention someone else's book without having a copyright. Oh no, that you can mention a book all the time. I've got videos and stuff. I got stuff on here that may or may not be like the pictures. I don't think I'll get in trouble for the videos. When those videos play, like if I was to play somebody else's YouTube video right now or play somebody's music, I could get a copyright for infringing on using their material. I don't think The Verge will come at me for reading their article. And I did give a shout out to Patricia Hernandez and Mr. Alex Castro, but no, not for mentioning the book. Yeah, what I should have done in the beginning was just go live with him. We actually got on there pretty late. It was like 8 o'clock at night, 8 or 9 at night. I didn't think anybody was going to be up, and I thought we were going to talk for 45 minutes. I was going to be able to edit it smooth, and it's been sitting on my virtual shelf since May, June, July. We're now in August. So yeah, should I try to edit it to shorten it? Should I release it as is, or I don't know. Almost every book you can imagine has been read on YouTube. Really, I didn't think you'd be able to. I do the Bible reading. That was the only reading the Bible every day on the other channel. That's the only one I felt safe doing because I'm like, you nobody got a copyright on that. So I'm good. I did not know that. Well, shucks, I'm gonna do that more. Oh, okay. I didn't want to get you in trouble with myself. Okay, well, you guys, I'm gonna get since you guys are the select few. I'm gonna let you know who I'm gonna do it. Search and find out. I will. I will. I will look that up. Since you guys are the select few who did come in here on the live stream, I'm going to give you a preview. I'm going to give you not even a hint. I'm going to tell you who it is. You can go look them up, and some of you may watch them already. JT Hustles. I was able to bring JT Hustles. They're not the actual authors like me. Right. True. You are the author and narrator. You probably are the first. You probably are the first, Scully. When I drop my book, when I publish my book, I'm going to be reading my own book too. But yeah, that's what I talked to on the interview, you guys. In May, I was able to secure a about well, I was gonna say about an hour. It was supposed to be a 45-minute long interview, and I was able to the whole kit and caboodle. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I was able to interview JT Hustles, which is somebody that I've been watching for maybe a year and a half. I really admire him. He's really got some positive and helpful information. He is also an author. He is also an entrepreneur, like a real entrepreneur. He tells people how to make money. I'm trying to get to his level, and I was very, very excited when I was able to interview him, but it went so long. I put it this way: if he was to have his own live stream that long, he could hold and capture everybody's attention for every moment because people are enthralled with what he has to say. They depend on him. They trust him. They trust his information, and he has a big following. So people are gonna be there for 2 hours. If I drop it, I was just thinking nobody knows who I am. Nobody wants to watch that. I don't know. Should I? Should I? I probably will. Today is Friday. I do not have a pending boss interview. I've got a lady that I went to school with back in Michigan. She's got a pretty cool business idea. We've been communicating back and forth on Facebook. So until I get that set up, really? Never heard of it? Really? Well, it's because do you look up a lot of business stuff? I've been looking up business and entrepreneurship stuff for the last 3 years. So Montina Spark Wisdom, JT Hustle, the Kung Fu Hustler. There's like a couple people that I've had on circulation for years, way before I made my own channel. If someone was to read my book on YouTube without permission, I would be thrilled. Really? Well, I don't know. I just thought that was. I just thought you couldn't do it. I just thought you couldn't do it. You know what I should do? I should read my friend Homer's book. I did. He was one of my first boss interviews. Maybe I will. But I gotta put it on a different channel because it's not about business. It's about love. It's about love. The love of his life, interracial relationship, and the racial climate of the 70s here in Texas. So maybe I'll do that. Interesting. Anyways, I'm wrapping it up, you guys. Now that I feel confident of the ability to do that, since it's Friday and it's my boss Friday, I'm going to upload it private. I'm going to let Mr. Hustles know because he told me, hey, whenever you're going to do it, let me know. Well, it's like reaction video. Oh, yeah, but you have to be careful with reaction videos. I did one reaction video based off of a 2-minute trailer, and I got pinged for it, or binged, or dinged, whatever you call it. I got dinged for it because I played the whole trailer, the whole 2-minute trailer, and it was full screen, and I was like I'm in this little bubble right here, and I was like, how, what? When I should have did it the opposite. I should have done it the movie, the trailer should have been small, like my face, and my in me, I should have been the larger portion of it. Bye, can you have a good day? Thank you for stopping by. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, you have to mix it and chop it in a certain way so that it's only 20% of the original or something like that. But anyways, now that I've kind of got some insight on it, I am going to upload it because it's been on my laptop forever. I'm going to let Mr. Hustles know. He said he was going to. Yeah, I've been looking into some public domain stuff. Public domain and also the Creative Commons, which is harder for me to find. Mr. Hustle said he was going to let his people know whenever I was getting ready to release it. So, if nothing else, I'll get maybe a boost in some views in that. But lately, I have been feeling a little down because, like the last person that I had on here, I feel like the guy was a almost a celebrity, and nobody stopped by, and I promoted it for a week. On all my social media, and nobody stopped by to see. When I say nobody, I need to stop saying that because that's disregarding, that is dismissing and disregarding and disrespecting the people who were here. I shouldn't say it that way. I interviewed somebody who is a big deal. All right, see you, Scully. Thank you for stopping in. I interviewed somebody who is a big deal, meaning they have worldwide presence. They are doing things with activism, and they've made a name for themselves. They've worked hard, they've paid their dues, and I feel like they're at a certain level. And I thought that made me feel good to be able to showcase somebody like that. Not a commoner like myself, but somebody who's already succeeded. And five people showed up after me promoting it for a week. I'm like, man, even his people didn't show up. Did I not use the right keywords? Did I not tag it properly? So, anyway, that can be a little frustrating, but it is what it is. That's why I read this article here to you. If you are someone who is a Twitch streamer or YouTuber or Facebook live streamer, and you oftentimes have a small handful of people, take those handful of people and kiss them and be happy you got somebody, because it really does make a difference when somebody shows up. And even though you're probably dreaming of a stadium of people saying, until you get there, you just have to put out the best possible, and know that even if they're not watching now, they might watch later. Speaking of later, I will take you guys later. It is past my bedtime. Happy Friday. Celebrate. Well, 2 celebrations celebrating me, 1,200 subscribers. Hooray! Even though they're not all, even though some of those are hollow follows. And celebrating 20 years on the job. Yeah, I said that in my other live stream on the Bible reading. 20 years. I'm still ready to jump ship. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining.